Today, I wanted to share with you an interesting experience that I had here recently, in that I was able to represent my university at the USAID Justice Sector Support Project roundtable discussion on academic integrity and artificial intelligence. This was a great event that was hosted here. I'm in the country of Armenia, and it was interesting because it had, again, USAID was putting this together, but then it had representatives from the government, the Ministry of Education, as well as most of the universities were represented there in this big meeting where we were discussing academic integrity and artificial intelligence specifically. So I was there representing my university, and we talked about different aspects of AI, how it's developing, how students are using it, and some of the effects that it's having on academic integrity. Then we had a big discussion dealing with what can be done to help to address the situation. We talked about different aspects of AI text detectors and how they're not 100% and the different issues associated with that. But the big thing that came from that is through this discussion, I was also able to make some recommendations. And that's what I want to share with you today. I have 4 specific recommendations that I think all universities, all educational institutions, even businesses that are now having to deal with AI in different ways, all of these different institutions need to be thinking about these 4 recommendations in order to help address integrity and artificial intelligence. The first recommendation deals with government or any type of overall institution that is controlling other institutions or controlling other businesses. This could be the government, or this could be a big organization that has policy control. There needs to be specific guidance, some specific regulations to protect students, to protect employees. The protections are very important for the purposes of protecting personal data, protecting people from possible scams. All these things need to come out from up top. At the same time that I say that, it definitely doesn't or shouldn't be over-regulation. We don't want to stifle the continued development and enhancement that these AI programs are able to give all of us. So there needs to be a proper balance there, but there needs to be some overall protections that come from up above in order to protect students, to protect everyone using the AI. The second one, and again, you see how this is way towards the top. The second major recommendation is there must be training, and this must be hands-on training. It can't just be a simple briefing where I say, oh, hey, we have AI now, everyone needs to be AI literate, and here's some specific things for you to think about. No, it needs to be much more than that. There should be some real hands-on training on how to use the AI effectively and ethically. We can't assume that a student isn't going to use it improperly if we don't properly train them to begin with. In the same way, an employee, they might use it in a wrong, unethical way if they're not properly trained on what is right. What is the right way to use it? What is the wrong way to use it? What are you allowed to use it for? What are you not allowed to use it for? When is it appropriate? When is it not? How should it be used? So there needs to be some good hands-on training, both for students, for employees, as well as for trainers, for faculty. They need to have that training as well so that they can develop AI literacy to then train and instruct the students so that they can develop it. This needs to be fully integrated so that there is this ongoing training as AI continues to develop. The third recommendation for all of this is that the institutions themselves, so all educational institutions, even all businesses, they need to have and fully develop policies for their specific institution about AI utilization. How is AI to be used within that area? What is allowed, what isn't allowed? That needs to be at the institutional level so that the students, the employees, everyone knows that, oh, okay, I know that my institution knows about AI, and here are the things that they're telling me, the guidelines that they're providing. Along with that, there needs to be with the policies, there needs to be the recommendations as far as, hey, I want you to use AI, but it needs to be done in the right way, right? So there's specifics as to how it's used, when it's allowed, permissions that might be needed for certain things, procedures that need to be used. These are important parts of the policies. So in our university, we have a policy dealing specifically with AI that says that, hey, If an instructor allows you to use the AI, then yeah, freely use it. But you need to be sure that the instructor is making those decisions. So if the instructor says, hey, for this assignment, I want you to use AI for this part, then you can definitely use the AI. But if the instructor says, no, I'm teaching you fundamental skills that you need to have without the use of AI, then you're not allowed to use it. So the idea with our policy is that it empowers the faculty to make the decisions. Again, not taking anything away from the students, but there needs to be an appropriate time and place when they can use the AI. Students are still free to use AI on their own in order to, let's say, help them understand concepts, get additional examples, maybe even have the information presented at different levels. But to actually answer test questions, to actually answer an assignment, that is going to be determined by the actual instructor, because they're the ones that are deciding when to use this additional tool, when to not use it. So it's going to be written into the policy as to how that's done. In the same way, a company needs to have a policy to say, hey, for these things, definitely use AI tools. For this, don't use it, as well as procedures. A policy needs to cover procedures, meaning don't put in company information that is secret or is private. Don't put it in to these other AI tools, because that's open to the public. So now you're exposing us. Use this tool that's specifically designed, or that we have a special subscription with, that protects our information. So there needs to be procedural policies as well in order to protect everyone, in order for everyone to know the proper process. So this is going to be an important aspect, that all institutions need to have their own policies, their own guidelines, and then they need to ensure that everyone knows it, again, along with the training. The final aspect here, the final recommendation, is that AI literacy itself is integrated. It's integrated into the overall educational institution, the overall business. It needs to be known that, hey, this is our new reality. We must have these skills. If we're going to succeed in anything, we're going to need to be able to use these advanced tools. So this means things like we need to start to integrate AI literacy into the curriculum. It needs to be put within there. Some universities and different organizations are creating things like AI literacy certificates. And that's great. We should definitely do that. That's going to be important for about 1 or 2 years. I see that an AI literacy certificate is going to be a powerful, good thing. But then it's going to be so ubiquitous that, of course, all institutions will be incorporating AI literacy aspects, AI skills into the curriculum. It would have to happen, meaning that how are you going to get a degree dealing with, let's say, business, and they didn't teach you about AI literacy? They didn't teach you how to use AI tools. That would be an institution that shouldn't even exist anymore, right? Because these tools are going to be so integrated into everything that we do. It's already being integrated into Microsoft Office. It's already integrated into Google Docs and all other software online, that we need to understand this in academia, is that this needs to be fully integrated. I know it takes a long time for lots of things in academia, but we need to really push this through, and that in order to ensure that our students succeed, this has to be a component. This has to be part of their education. We can't do anything crazy like banning ChatGPT or banning AI. That's not going to work. And students are going to miss out on all these capabilities. So it's a matter of a proper balance of utilization of the tool, still learning fundamentals, helping them understand the different aspects of AI literacy so that they can avoid things like over-reliance, but still have that basic skills mastery, but then have the ability to use the AI tool on top of that. So now they can function even better. They're more empowered to succeed and do even more. I know the analogy of the calculator and AI is definitely overused, but there's some aspects that are definitely good here. We have to think, if I don't have a calculator, because I know the fundamentals of math, I can still do math. But man, if I have those good fundamentals and I use a calculator, now I have way more power, way more capability. I can compute so much more. I can do so much more advanced math because I have this tool, because I can properly use this tool on top of my fundamental skills. That's what we need to be shooting for within academia. That's what we need to be integrating into all of academia. In the same way, a business, They need to incorporate these AI skills that they teach all new employees coming in. They should be coming in with these skills, but then we also have to ensure that they know the specific policies, they know the procedures here as far as using the AI in order to be that much more of a better employee, in order to succeed, in order for the company to do well as well. So again, all these things, all these four recommendations need to be working together in order to have the overall best success for the company as well as for academia itself. We all have to come together to make sure that this happens in order to succeed with this, in order for the students to really get the most out of it, to be the most prepared. And remember, learning is for life. Hey, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you very much. Please remember to subscribe, also share and like. That really helps out the channel so that we can continue to make it bigger, so that we can make more of an impact to help all of academia improve, to make it that much better of an educational experience for both the faculty and the student. Thanks a lot.